think we'll go ahead for now. Okay, hi everyone. How are you? Good evening to all of you who are watching us live from Facebook and also via Zoom. Okay, so I believe all of y'all are good during this RMCO time.
Good.
Okay, good, good. Okay. Thanks for spending your time to actually attending our webinar. We actually appreciate it a lot. We are from Mortgage Link Advisory. Okay, we have been in the business for the past 20 years, doing financial planning and focusing particularly in debt restructuring and cash flow improvement for clients and many of them. So we are about to share with you tonight. What we are about to share with you is our great experiences that we have gathered and whatever we have observed from our clients in the past years. So in this tough time, it will actually either make you or break you. So tough time does not last, but tough persons do. So we hope tonight sharing topic of depths and understanding the depths that you have will help you to actually understand a bit better about depths and what you should do and what you can do to for further assistance from us as well. So our session is actually a 45-minute session of presentation followed by 15 minutes of Q&A. So whatever questions you have throughout the session, feel free to actually type it out in the comment box for anyone in Zoom. For in Facebook, you can actually comment down in the comment section under the post. And a very important thing, you guys can actually share this on your own page. So we will have a lot of people. And also by sharing this, we will actually give you our free financial health check review document later. So once you have shared, just type in the comment box 3M, number 3 and the word M. Okay, and we will address all these questions in the Q&A sessions later. So for those in Zoom, please mute your microphone as well as your video to actually avoid any disruptions during the meeting. And we'll go ahead with the meeting. And our speaker today will be Mr. Rumi Yo. He is an MDRT, a registered financial planner, as well as a Sharia planner as well, and also an estate planner. Okay, so without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Rumi Yo.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening to everyone who is watching us at via Facebook and also Zoom. Really appreciate your time. Okay, this evening is a very interesting, and I'm very excited to share this webinar with all of our uh, all of you. Now, I put down here 3M, which is mastery, money management. All right. Now, we came up with this topic is because we want to make sure that we are the master of our money. It's not money mastering over us. So now we need to master money and manage it well. All right. So that's where we come up with this mastery money management, which is 3M. So today I'm going to share with you, which is very dear to everyone, which is talking about financial planning, particularly in this managing debts, right? Okay, let's start now. This is actually a research which was done by this AKPK. AKPK is basically an agency that is set up by Bank Negara to assist those who are having financial problem. So they run for AKPK for help. And this is what the statistics show, which is 1 out of 10 believes that they do not have discipline in managing their finances. So it's talking about 10% of the Malaysian, all right? And the other statistic shows that 76% do have budget, but out of which 2 out of 5 is finding very difficulty in controlling the budget or the budget overrun, right? And 1 out of 5 working adults do not save for the past 6 months. Just imagine they don't have saving at all right? And you also see from here, working adults, 3 out of 10 need to borrow money to buy their essential goods. All right, this is shocking. Yeah, 3 out of 10, which is about 30%. Yeah, and out of which the 43% money that which they what they call regularly save, eventually they draw out for health reasons and also to buy groceries. So this is basically a staggering figure that we can see via the AKPK statistics. Okay, now um, our sorry, just let me go back here. Okay, our aim here basically is to not only educate, by providing that knowledge, but more so to act on it. Okay, act on it ultimately. Yeah, because knowledge without action is just data is in our head. All right. Okay, we want to set our vision right. Our vision for our this sharing basically is to improve financial well-being of Malaysian. This is our vision, to improve financial well-being, and our mission is twofold, which is to raise financial literacy of Malaysia and to promote responsible behavior and rational attitude. As I go along, I'll be sharing with you some of the observation and experiences for the past 20 years being a financial planner, particularly in this mortgage and debt restructuring, cash flow management. All right. Okay, this is interesting. Uh, when you talk about debts, there are many uh, words that people talk about, many expression, many understandings about debts, and you can always hear these things like good debts, bad debts, getting debts to get rich, then use other people's money, get more debts, then get out of debts. Since it's free money, why not use it? There are so many crowded definitions, some expression being used in the market and so forth, and people catch on to this kind of expression. So now it um, just hold on a minute. Yeah, just hold on a minute. Some technical issues. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So I believe that the most important thing that we need to do to really understand debts is defining what is good and bad debts. Because by doing so, we can then answer most of the questions that is shown just now. All right. Now, to me, debts is just simply means money flowing out to the wrong person, wrong purpose, wrong time, wrong place. That is my definition of debts. All right. So money flowing out to the wrong person, wrong purpose, wrong time, and wrong place. All right. Now, the we now then need to dive in further by looking at what do you mean by good debts and bad debts. Okay, good debt just simply means put money into your pocket. That's it. It's simple as that. Okay, put money into your pocket. All right. And bad debts takes money out of your pocket. It's simple as that. Right. So if you can understand these two definitions, it's simple. Then we can avoid a lot of issues down the road. All right. Okay. To give you examples, good debt which put money into your pocket has these characteristics which increase your future income or net worth. Okay, it also has a characteristics whereby assets that you purchase using good debts, okay, actually appreciates in value as time goes by. All right, giving you example, things like increased future income will be things like invest in a business venture that gives you positive ROI, or invest into education that give you a new skill set, things like investment in property, stocks, learn online digital marketing, and so forth. So this is actually a good investment, okay, that gives you a positive returns. Okay, now assets appreciation just simply means that the assets that you buy or purchase actually provide you a positive cash flow, okay, and also a capital gain. All right, you can see very clearly it's actually things like property. All right, so how about bad debts? Bad debts just simply means take money away. Examples are mainly used to fund your lifestyle. All right, enjoy first, suffer later, that kind of thing. and also the assets depreciate as time goes by. So if we can understand this two important feature, then we can avoid bad debts. All right. Example, credit cards. These are all funding for your lifestyle. Okay. And a personal loan, again, funding for a lifestyle. Okay. Um, assets which depreciate in value can also be a property too, because people buy wrong place, wrong time. Okay. And the property didn't appreciate. In fact, it's depreciating in value, negative cash flow. All right. So instead of getting positive cash flow, you have to top it up for people to stay in the property. Car is another good example. All right. As later on, you can see more information as we go by. Car is a really causing a lot of problems down, all right. So again, I mentioned that money flowing out to the wrong person, wrong purpose, wrong time, and wrong place. Okay. So now you can understand that good debts put money into your pocket, bad debts take money out of pocket. With these two definitions, once you're clear, then it's easy for you to then move into more what they call understanding more about debts characteristics. Okay, let's look at this second slide. Okay, here is so real and it's so this is what I've been seeing for the past 20 years, providing consulting work for people. Okay, don't buy things you can't afford with money you don't have. Okay, to impress people you don't like. Okay, this is often what I see, observation that credit card being used for purpose which actually have no intention, no purpose, just to buy. Okay, ended up it not able to pay. Yeah, there are many horror stories which I've seen, people coming in for our help. So this is what we have seen. Yeah. Okay. Debt characteristics. Debt too have their own characteristics. Okay. We have to understand these definitions. Things like unsecured debts, all right, which is not tied to any assets. It is not collateralized. It means you take the loan, the bank do not need you to tie the loan with any property. All right. So therefore, if you default in payment, the lender or which the bank do not have any rights to seize any of your assets because there's no assets anyway. All right. So therefore, the bank actually the interest rate is very high for this kind of loan. Example, personal loan, credit cards, PTPTN, the SME. No doubt PTPTN is low in interest, but we will still call it the unsecured loan because it is no collateral tie up to it. All right. Secured debts are basically tied up with assets like your property. All right. So you want to take a loan, the property is charged to the bank, so it's collateralized. So if you default in payment, the bank will then have the right to seize the property, lay loan the property out, to recover back the losses. Right. Of course, this interest rate is slightly lower as compared to unsecured loan. Housing loan is one example. OD rates, SME loan. Right. And also how the loan is being paid, the revolving debts. Okay, revolving debts simply means that the monthly payment to the bank is not a fixed amount. Things like credit cards, it fluctuates, right? OD facilities also fluctuates. Okay, and installment debts are things like your car loan, your personal loan, which are fixed in value. All right. Now, the question here is this, why is it so important for us to understand the characteristics of each loan that we take? It's because if we know the characteristics, then we know how to tackle, okay, issues, which I'm going to share with you the following slides, right? So this is very important for you to know the characteristics, okay? Now, as I mentioned that we need to know their characteristics because it affects your credit score. A credit score is just like a report card. It's like a report card that every one of us have listed in Bank Negara system, which is called a CQUIS. Every one of us who have loans will have that report. All right. So that will affect whether it is good or bad. All right. So by knowing the characteristics, we can then improve our credit score. Credit score just simply means your report card getting better score or worse score. Better score means your chance of getting future loans is better. All right, then it is also for you to know that with this credit ratings and information that you have is basically to protect your assets against any foreclosure should there be any default, you know. So, and the other thing is that future loans that you are planning to take, you know, then that will give the bank an overview of you being a future borrower or client with them. So that gives them like a report card, right? So our target here is that make sure if you have loans, you pay your bills on time. This is the main thing that the bank is looking at, all right? Reduce your debts balance as soon as possible. Get rid of all the negative information in the report, and clearly reduce down the number of commitment that you have. All these are very important. Okay. Now, CTOS is basically measuring your report card. So the most highest weightage that you can see from here is your payment loans. Make sure you pay on time. It carries 45%, 45% marks. Okay, 45% marks. So if you pay 1 month late, 2 months late, you will be affected. The score will be affected. Followed by the amount of number of facilities. The more credit cards you have, the more it will affect your ratings. So do not just simply take credit cards. And I've seen a lot of people take credit cards, but didn't use it. Okay, but they take a lot of credit cards, right? But if you're not using it, just get rid of it. Reduce down to the number of credit cards that you use, right? So number of credit cards, facilities, or even personal loans that will affect your ratings as well. The rest are all those a number of credit cards that you hold, and also the coming future loan that you are applying also can be seen in your CTOS. So that is very, very important for you to show to the bank that you actually have a good score, right? Okay, this is a statistics that we also draw from various sources, and as you can see from here, that majority of the debts that carries from 2002 right down to 2013 are very highly on properties, followed by your automobile, which is the car loan. Then also you can see that there is personal loan, which is the blue in color. You can see from here. So all these years, people are carrying high loans all on properties. All right. So because property is the longest commitment that we have, followed by 2014 to 2018 is the same trend. All right. You can see trend. Okay. So the thing, this is a very interesting graph. Also, I took this from AKPK. Now, this is across 20, from age of 20 right down to age of 60. Okay, you can see from the trend here. Now, when you reflect back the few slides, you know what is secured loan, what is unsecured loan. You can see from here that this region here, those age between about 40 right down to about 50, okay, if they have loans, all the loans start picking up. Okay, it start picking up here. Okay, whoever the age is in this region and you have multiple of this loan, you start to worry. You start to worry because age of your retirement age is just near. It's just very near. And those who are at this is safe. Safe does not mean it's good, but safe to do some restructuring, some management of your debts here. All right. The worst is here. When you are almost at the retirement age, it is very critical. I have seen people coming to see us right here to rescue them out of debts. This is dangerous. You have no time. All right. Okay. This is what we are saying. Now, at the at the at this region here, you can also see that the credit cards start to pick up. Okay. This is where I also see in my observation that a lot of customers who are around this age are having multiple credit cards, and all of them are maxed out. Okay, this is where we are suggesting that start to look at credit cards, start to do what I call plastic surgery, cut away all this plastic money. We call it plastic surgery, cut away, restructure it, okay? Otherwise, the credit card unsecured loan is going to peak, okay? It's going to peak, right? And housing loan too is going to begin to peak because this is the region where your income is much better now, career is better, you with your family, so commitments start to peak at this region here, okay? Now, how about this age roughly around 27 to around 30, 35, right? This is good for any of you who are in this region here. It is good to start to educate yourself in terms of financial education. All right. Now, let's do a reality check. Okay. I have gone into this source, Department of Insolvency Malaysia. It says that about 80,000 bankruptcy cases for the past 5 years. Can you imagine that? 80,000 bankruptcy cases reported in the past 5 years. And who are they? Who are they? Okay. This region here, age between about 25 to about 34, 35. Okay. That's one. Another gap here is between 35 right down to about 40 plus. This is also another region where a lot of bankruptcy is taking place. And you can see there's also another bankruptcy roughly around more than age 55 onwards. All right. So across the board, you will find that a lot of bankruptcy is being detected here, here, and here. All right. Unsecured loan are mainly, a lot of them are having unsecured loan. Why? Because interest rate is high, no need to charge any collateral. So they keep taking loans. Okay, they keep taking loans here. So if you don't take care of anything, the management of debts here, you will start to peak, okay, at this age. Okay, now a small percentage is anything below 20, age 20. All right. Now this is a very important graph for all of you to consider. If you are at different age here, please look at your finances. Okay, if you don't, your the debts will overrun. Okay, your money will, the debt will become the master. All right. Okay. This is also another statistics that shows that a majority of those who default are all because of poor financial planning, 22% or 23%. Okay, and followed by high medical expenses. This is where proper insurance planning is important here, so that they do not need to pay out of pocket. All right. And another category here is people use credit cards, take personal loans or go into business and it fails. This is often, I've seen this. Okay, many people come to us because business fail, they stuck with huge loans. Okay, 15%, and followed by uncontrolled expenses of your credit card. They use credit cards like a free money. Okay, free money. All right. I've seen people coming to see us. Credit cards is max to their credit limit, and I asked why. Some of them giving reasons because they buy what they call the best hi-fi in their car system and put and blast out the sound system and all this. You know why? Because they just want to show that they have. Okay, these are the reality in the market, right? Okay, so what's next? So after looking at all this, okay, after looking at all this, we believe that every one of us go for our yearly checkup, your blood test, your BP, your cholesterol, and so forth. But have any one of you do financial health check annually? This is something that is not taught, is not been advocated, it is not been encouraged to do it. But we are saying now that yes, it's time for you to do a financial health check. This is very, very important. If you do not do financial health check, this is what is going to happen. If you don't measure anything that that you cannot measure, you can't manage, you can't control, If you cannot control, you cannot improve it. And worst thing, the high chances of losing money, okay, is high. But if I can manage it, if I can measure it, therefore I can manage, I can control, I can improve, high chances of losing money is low. So what to measure? This is what is not being taught, in a lot of sharing, which we are not going to bring you, highlight this to you, right? So these are few parameters that a financial planner will use to help you or anyone who wants to measure their financial heartbeat. We call this. So these are some of the six ratio which, let me pull this out. Yeah, six financial ratios which we highly recommend for you all to consider. Okay, of course, there are more, but we just focus on these six will do. So basic liquidity, debt service ratio, debt service ratio, saving ratio, then debts assets ratio, net worth, and solvency ratio. Okay, let's go through one by one. Now, I'm just plugging in this figure for example's sake. Okay, Mr. Ali net worth statement account. All right. So all this, it has cash, which is saving, FD, current account, all lump together. We have 12. All the investments, unit trust, EPF, 60,000, personal assets, home, car, and so forth. So this is the part where it's liability, what is owing to the bank, which is credit card, personal loan. Then you also have a housing loan, car loan, PTPTN, and so forth and so forth. So this is his assets. This part here is liability. His earning is net income 7,000, gross is 8. Okay, all right. So if I were to apply this ratio, this will be what you are seeing here. All right. Now let's pull out all this figure here. Your saving cash, which is 12,000. Okay. He spent 4,000 as a monthly expenses. So roughly he would, if we take the formula here, 12,000 over 4,000 here, basically he has 3. What does it mean by 3? 3 just simply means that how many months he is able to sustain himself in case there's any emergency, things like retrenchment, major health problem, or MCO, and so if you find that this figure here is low, like 1, like 2, like 3, would mean that it simply means that you can only sustain him for 3 months. All right. So the rule of thumb here is that liquidity, we are recommending at least 6 months emergency funds allocated. All right. Now, if the cash here is cash which is easily liquidated anytime. If you need that, you just take it out, not like EPF, you can't take it out. All right. So in emergency, your cash can take it out. If your your liquidity ratio, BLR here, is low, so what we are saying from here, this formula is increase your saving, reduce your expenses. So this is the steps. Once you see the ratio is low, this is the action plan that you have to do. Okay. Otherwise, you won't know where you are. Okay. All right. Let's go for the second, which is the saving ratio. Saving ratio is your net income over the monthly that you are put aside. Okay. And in other words, your saving ratio SR is about 11%. Okay. What does it mean? It means that your SR is how much money you are saving over a specific period of time. All right. So the higher the better, of course. All right. So anything more than 10% is fair. All right. Okay. So if your SR is below 10, okay, so step up your saving effort. Okay, step up your saving effort here. Increase your saving effort here. Now, at the same time, also increase your net income. Okay, things like, for example, change a job for higher pay, second source of income, and so forth. So again, this ratio help us to measure, at the same time take appropriate action. What we need to do. Otherwise, we do not know what to do. All right. Okay. The third one is where we talk about debt over assets, which is, as you can see from the table previously, his assets over his and his debts and his assets. Okay, and if I use the apply this formula, he's about 77%. What does he mean? It means that the DTA measures the ability to pay debts with his assets available. So it's talking about liquidity position and provide some measure of solvency. All right. So we are recommending anything below 50%. All right. What it means is if your DTR drops, okay, drops, reduce your debts, okay, increase your assets. So reduce your debts is what we are talking about. Keep on finding ways to how to reduce the steps here, okay. At the same time, increase your assets, okay. Okay, this is total loan commitment. This is an interesting ratio because banks will use this as an acid test whether they should continue to provide you financing or not. Okay, this is called DSR. DSR is a calculation based on your total loan commitment over your net income. Your net income here, all right. Your net income is 7. His current commitment is car, housing loan, and so forth is about 4,005. So if I were to apply this ratio, it is about 64%. Would mean 64% of his net income here is used to finance all his commitment here. Okay, goes for to pay off all his debts. So the bank will then use this kind of ratio to to qualify you whether you are allowed to take further more loans. Like for example, you want to buy another house, your income, your commitment here will go up. Can your percentage still support that purchase or not? So this is where the DSR calculation will come in. So we are recommendation is that as we age, your DSR must continue to come down. Otherwise, like what you see from the graph, that they are not able to catch up to pay all his debts, and you take on new commitments some more with the credit cards not unpaid, the outstanding balance will start rise. Your DSR will continue to increase. That is dangerous. Okay. So when the DSR starts to increase, okay, it's time for you to relook your monthly commitment. This is the action plan. So this DSR is a good measure for anyone to do. You have to do it constantly to monitor this DSR ratio. Okay. Okay. Now we are talking about net worth. Okay. Net worth is just simply your total assets minus your liability, which is the balance is 222,000. Okay, and so net worth basically measures how healthy you are in managing your finances. So it indicates that what you would have left over if you sold all your assets to pay all your liabilities. You know. So the question here is this: of course, we want it to be positive, all right? Positive. But what happens if your liabilities is more than your assets, which is your liability here, okay, is 900 plus, your assets here is 700. So it is a negative net worth, okay? Negative net worth. So do annual monitoring. When you see negative, do your annual monitoring to make sure that it improves to become positive. So annual target is to raise your assets, to increase your assets, okay, and reduce your liability. Again, we are talking about debts again. So this whole topic here is if I can manage my debts, actually I can improve all these ratios. Most of these ratios can be improved. Okay, most of this, right? All are got to do with liabilities, debts. All right. Okay, this is the last ratio which we are recommending you all to do, which is total net worth, which is the assets minus liability, the balance, the net worth of 222,000 over your assets is the percentage here is 23. Okay, what does it indicate? It just indicates that the individual ability to repay all the existing debts with its existing assets, showing showing that to Mr. Ali, his exposure is good because the recommended ratio is below 30, below 30. All right. So insolvency, this word here is simply means inability to pay debts when they are due. All right. So you are not able to pay the bank when it's due. You have no money to pay. Okay, no money to pay for it. All right. So insolvent, a person who is insolvent may not be bankrupt, but however, a bankrupt person is an insolvent person. Okay, because insolvent person can arrange for a bank for a bank to restructure his payment so that he will be able to pay that when all the commitment due. All right, until a point where he cannot find any solution, then the bank will put him under bankruptcy. Okay, the bankruptcy threshold has increased from 30 to 50. So anyone can be classified as bankruptcy if you owe to the bank or the creditor anything more than 50,000. So that's the reason why you see from the graph that all personal loan, credit cards all add up together. You can see easily a lot of younger age category of people will fall into bankruptcy. Why? Because the threshold, right? So therefore, it is important for us to manage that because bankruptcy is really a no joke. Okay, this is also another statistics that, as I mentioned, that majority of those who are bankrupt will fall is because of higher purchase, which is car. Okay, then followed by housing loans, then personal loan. So these are the three main loan or debts that we see in the market that has caused a lot of people fall into bankruptcy. Right? Okay, so now I'll take away quote. All right, and this is taken from the Bible. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. I put it red is because nobody wants to be the slave to a lender. But this is exactly what is happening. A lot of people are being enslaved by the bank, partly because education, partly because they are not aware, partly because they are aware but they do foolish things, irrational consumer behavior, right? Buy things without thinking, right? So they ended up themselves being a slave, all right? So in other words, when you have mortgage your future to someone else and you can't remortgage, they have already owned you. All right. Nobody wants to be owned by anyone. Okay. Particularly the lender. Okay. We want to be free. All right. We want to make rational decision when we buy anything or take any loan. You know, we now know already that good good debts versus bad debts, the characteristics of debts. You know, what are the debts that is we have to manage it properly, and all the credit report you have to take care. These are very, very important. Okay, never undermine the credit report because that is actually your lifeline for future. If you are looking to purchase properties and take on a commitment and or even simple credit cards, these are really your life report card. All right. Okay, so we actually have come to this end of financial talk. Okay, we have talked about all the ratios. We have talked about all the calculations. We are for those who are, you know, visited us in this webinar, who have come in and join us. Okay, you can. We are giving you a free financial health check. Okay, we will be sending you a spreadsheet. Okay, your what you can do is that provide us all the information. Okay, your information will be a PNC. All right, it will not be reviewed by anyone to anyone. Okay, and we will then do a calculation for you. Okay, and slowly we'll build it up so that you can see where you stand. Okay, so in the comment later on, you just PM us, put down there 3M, then we know that you are interested for this free ratio assessment. Okay, then finally we will come back to you with your results. Okay, by either emailing you or call you or whatever. All right. Now, this talk doesn't end here, okay? Our aim is to continue to provide education in terms of the coming topics, things like debt cancellation, cash flow improvement. Uh, we also will be talking about how to pay off your loan in 10 years' time, okay? Those who are interested to look at property purchase, we'll be helping you to lead you step by step, what you need to do and so forth. We are also talking about real estate planning. Okay, estate planning is extremely important for you to know. Okay, and type of mortgage insurance that you should be looking at. What kind of a housing loan? There are so many kind of package in the market. You know, we also will be talking about how to save income tax savings and many more financial topics that is relevant to all of us. Now, all these topics here are not from the book. It is all from experience and what we have been doing so to some of our clients. All right. Now I'm going to show you some of the clients that actually we have helped. These are all the clients that we actually have assist, and some of them have come to us to talk about their debt problems, their cash flow problems, and so forth. So this is where we actually have come in to help, to advise, and to tell them what to do and so forth, right? And some of them actually have improved in terms of their cash flow and so forth. Yeah, and this is also one of the example. Uh, and uh, and the cash flow actually has improved. Okay, after doing restructuring of their loans for long-term and short-term financial goal to meet their long-term and short-term financial goal. They also have free up the cash flow, right? And okay, yeah. So this is also another case where came to see us because full of debts, seven debts. We managed to squeeze it down to one, one commitment and so forth. So, ladies and gentlemen, we really thank you for your time, and we have Q&A time. If you have anything to ask, just do drop us a line or two, and we can answer your questions. Anyone who is not or the questions we are not able to answer today, we will definitely come back to you. All right. Cigarette, are you there?
Mr. Rumi, since we are actually waiting for actually the people to actually ask for the questions, meanwhile, right, can we ask, like, because usually our customer will ask the first question when they see us, right? They will say, is that restructuring means that they need to take one more new loans, and well, actually they have a lot of loans to pay. Is that mean so? Because this is the usually question that they usually ask us.
Okay. Yes, you are taking new loan, but new loan does not mean you add on to the old loan. It's not. You are taking new loan so that to wipe out the old. The problem now is not the number of loans. The cash flow issue is the cash flow issue, because you are paying number of commitment that you have, and your cash flow is blow up. You can't even service your loan. That's the reason why that you default. So when you do a debt restructuring, you are still taking a new loan to wipe up all the old loan, but the purpose is actually to improve your cash flow. Okay, to improve your cash flow. Everyone that I know of that in the past 20 years, the problem is more on not able to pay for the installment. Income is coming in fixed, but the installment have to pay. There are multiple commitments. Okay, especially credit card. If you don't pay them in time, the interest compounding is so faster than what you can pay, right? So yes, in a sense, you are taking new loan to wipe out the old. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Rumi, there's a questions from Facebook, from Mr. Navin. He's actually asking, right, if we are insolvent, in what ways can AKPK be a help for us? And can we
Okay.
still take loans once we have gone to AKPK?
No, once you are in AKPK, sorry to say that you are not able to come out unless you have settled all your commitment with AKPK first. Okay, but however, it depends on how the loan is being structured. Sometimes there are cases where we can still do restructuring depending on the property. Okay, the property is under whose name, whether it's first party or third party loan. Okay, for the person who's asking this question, you may want to consult us first, then we have to look at the situation case by case. Okay, I won't say that it's no hope, okay, but however, majority of AKPK is tough to restructure, okay, but it will be on case to case basis.
Okay, thank you for that. Then maybe Mr. Navin, maybe later you can actually try to contact us and see what we can help you. And there's a second question from Jade Rose. She's actually asking, can help solve credit card issue?
Again, we will look at his credit. The word can or cannot, it very much now depend on his credit report. Okay, if the credit report shows that payment-wise are all promptly paid, even though it is credit card, multiple credit cards, okay, and other commitment are okay, then we will then review the case, whether it can be we can do anything or not. All right. So to answer the question without any information will be quite impossible to do that. Okay.
Okay, thank you for that answer as well. Okay, now we actually we still open up the Q&A sessions for those who actually have questions to ask, right? You all don't actually don't feel shy to ask. You all can ask anything, and we will try our best to answer you as well. And yeah, and as we see that just now we were saying that we will actually send the free financial health check template to you all, right? So this is actually a good check for you because like you usually do the body checkup, so your financial as well need to do so. So yeah, do you have any tips for them, Mr. Rumi? Like for those who are actually having a lot of loans and they don't know where to start from, do you have any tips for them?
Okay, all right. The first tip is that do what we call do a credit report printout first. Okay, credit report can be obtained in three sources. One is from the Bank Negara. Okay, you can go to Bank Negara to print out a CCRIS report. Okay, another source is you can obtain this from CITOS Sdn Bhd or RAM credit report. Okay, now Bank Negara credit report is not complete in a sense because it doesn't show scoring, it doesn't show other information which is required in our planning. CITOS or RAM credit provide a much better comprehensive information. All right, it's just like a full blood test versus partial blood test. All right, so Bank Negara one is partial. All right, so we can forward to our forward the information where to find all this information if you can contact us. All right. Any more?
Okay, so far they're actually slowly coming in, but so far no more questions from the floor. So maybe we can actually end here, but the Q&A session will never end. You can actually still continue to ask and we will actually answer you as well. So whenever you think of the questions, you can just leave in the comments part.
Yeah. Do contact us anytime if you feel that you want to speak to us directly. So we will definitely return back your call and find a solution. If there is no solution can be found, we will then advise you what to do so that eventually when the time is right, then you can call us again. Because ultimately, when what you want is actually a solution, okay, a way out, right? I have done all this business for the past 20 years, we will always find a solution out for our client, right? Until a point which we know that there is no solution, I will tell you there's no solution, but these are the things that you can do to mitigate your debts problem, all right?
Okay, as Rumi, as Mr. Rumi saying that talking about the solutions, right? I think most of us were actually thinking about, is this solution that do we need to pay anything for it? Yeah,
Oh,
the most
okay.
question that they ask.
Okay, the thing that you have to pay is a cup of coffee. Yeah, serious. It's a cup of coffee. All right. So you meet us.
Serious?
You meet us. All right. You meet us. We will have a good chat. You know, and we'll share with you what we know. Right. There is no charge to talk to us. There's no charge. Right. The 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 charges will not be paid by you. It actually is paid by the bank. Okay. So feel free to speak to us. Okay. But
Okay.
this whole education webinar is to educate all of you to be aware of the danger of having too much commitment, all right, which is debts. Okay, start to look at all your debts. Okay, it is a good time for you to start now.
Okay, I think so. Now everybody will now start to actually prepare coffee lah. Since we
Yeah,
actually need
that's
to
right.
pay just a cup of coffee, so
Yes.
we'll start buying coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Thank you for that.
okay. So any more that we can share with you all, do continue to join us in the coming webinar. We have more exciting financial talks that can help a lot of people to understand so many financial issues that is happening, you know, and all these are all practical. It's all practical informations, all right, that you can immediately use, all right, okay. So with this, we want to thank you for spending your time with us, and it has been an exciting time for me to share my experience and my thoughts and all the journey that I have with other clients and you know that we have helped, and now you are here that you can share it to you, so that it can this information can now turn to become an action for you. All right. So with this, we thank you, yeah, and we'll see you again in the next series. All right. So thank you.
Yeah, just stay tuned to us. Thank you, Mr. Rumi.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.